There are many different definitions for big data. What's yours? Do you define it technically using phrases like the 3 V's or the Hadoop ecosystem? Do you define it as business outcomes such as data assets, better planning, higher productivity, and deeper subject matter expertise? There are infinite ways we can define what big data is. Though there are many different definitions, the optimal way on how we scope and build our big data solutions really doesn't change. I'm Chris Bahura and welcome to my channel, Breaking Status Quo. The right data solutions are implemented through waves. Each of these waves changes our company's organizational structure, our org structure. To stop boiling the ocean, we must reframe big data accordingly. To do this, let's start out with what we typically hear about big data. Here's big data. Big data involves our data strategy. Data strategy specifies the business value for data. Skill sets, which include all skills for data scientists, data practitioners, and big data experts. And governance, which lays out roadmaps, governance members, and policies. Let's include the stuff being done in IT. Let's put Hadoop here to represent all big data technologies. Let's put data in here too, since data management is done by IT. And let's include the algorithms that analyze our data in IT. Here is what a lot of us would consider big data based on our academia, our training, and thought leadership. This is a useful picture if we want to shoehorn big data into the IT organization. For successful big data, we need to meld big data into our whole organizational structure. To simplify this, let's reframe big data into business outcomes. Let's reframe big data to revenue growth, reframe data strategy to scheduled cash flow so the CFO supports our big data, widen business value to market so our big data is revenue oriented, widen skill sets to employee tradition so HR supports our big data, widen governance to regulatory so business policies support our big data. Let's reframe information technology too. Let's reframe information technology to capital so more executives will use our big data. Let's widen Hadoop to human capital so HR and other departments outside of IT support our big data. Let's widen data to data capital so data is compared to traditional capital in terms of value, level of investment, and returns. Let's widen algorithms to artificial capital, which includes designer algorithms, artificial intelligence, and robotics. This picture is what we need big data to look like, making it easier for big data to integrate into our org structure. Now, taking this picture in mind, let's go through the 9 waves to build the right big data. First wave, process. Our first wave focuses on understanding our current core processes. These include those used by business planning, business development, operations, and finances. For big data to support our organization, we must understand these processes from A to Z. Let's look at these core processes by looking at the high-level handoffs. We have executives. Executives hand off work to our middle management. Middle management hands off work to our frontline managers. These frontline managers hand off work to our producers. Frontline producers work on and delegate work to our databases. Second wave, reporting. Our second wave focuses on understanding how we communicate our work and analyses up the chain of command. Executives produce the big picture based on their understanding. Middle management produces planning and analyses that contribute to our executives' understanding. Managers produce planning and analyses that contribute to our middle management's understanding. Producers produce work and analyses that contribute to our management's understanding. Third wave, sources. Our third wave is taking all our data sources and integrating them into a current central source. Integrating all data from our external spreadsheets, Word documents, data silos, and data warehouses. Fourth wave, Uniflow, aka unidirectional flow. Our fourth wave is building all the data models that increase our productivity. These data models help with our planning, risk management, analyses, and communications. Data models help with data collection and automated data analyses. In our fourth wave, we, the people, can only receive data from the data model. At this time, we cannot directly update our data models. This comes later. Data models support our executives, support our middle management, support our management, and support our producers. To all be working with the same information, we integrate all the data models together, feeding data from the lowest levels of our organization up to the highest. Once we have this structure in place, we can collect social media data and feed it to all levels of our organization. Fifth wave, bi-flow, aka bi-directional flow. Our fifth wave is making our data models more robust, allowing us to both receive and submit data to our data models, allowing us to rapidly improve the accuracy of our data models using our subject matter expertise. Centralized data receives and submits data to our multiple data sources. Our producers' data models receive and submit data to our multiple data sources. Our producers receive and submit data to their data models. Our data sources receive and submit data to our social media channels. Then once we're ready, all our data models can receive and submit data with each other, allowing us to receive and submit data to our data models. Sixth wave, data scientists. Our sixth wave involves the data scientists, integrating them into our organizational structure. How data scientists integrate into our data workflows, data governance, analytics, and corporate governance. By cleaning up and looking for patterns in our data scientists prepare our data to be processed by algorithms. Seventh wave, algorithms. Our seventh wave is using algorithms to process data in our data models, increasing our productivity and our data's accuracy. We start with adding basic algorithms for our producers' data models. Then over time, these algorithms evolve into artificial intelligence. Here are those 7 evolutionary phases. 1. Right options. 2. Ranked options. 3. Tactical predictions. 4. Strategic predictions. 5. Tactical and strategic forecasting. This is when our algorithms start learning from the data in our producers' data models. 6. Strategic opportunities. 7. Artificial intelligence. This is when data complements and may surpass our producers' subject matter expertise. Once artificial intelligence is more integrated and accepted, we'll be ready to introduce artificial resources. 8th wave, artificial resources. Our 8th wave incorporates artificial resources into our org structure. Things such as artificial intelligence, artificial workers, and robotics. Robotics receive AI data from our centralized data. Our executive AI submits its data to our executive data models. Our middle management AI submits data to our middle management data models. Our management AI submits its data to our management data models. Our producer AI submits its data to our producer data models. Once we have these AIs established, then we can also have them learn from the data in the data models. To coordinate our AIs, they first work together in a chain of command. To optimize how our AIs work together, they share data between each other. 9th wave, culture. Our 9th wave focuses on changing our work styles and culture to be more collaborative. How our executives, middle management, and producers work together. These are the 9 waves for building big data. To ensure each step in our 9 waves is successful, we must emphasize these big data business outcomes. To accomplish our 9 waves, we must build our foundation for strategic change. We build our foundation with our CDO, our data governance, our talent pool, and our data science. Building our foundation in this order reduces the risk of our strategic change just going bad. Let's take a look at the risk gauge for strategic change. The level of risk is identified by color. Green means little to no risk. Red means risks that can lead to critical failure. And amber means a risk level somewhere in between. Let's metaphorically walk through the different levels of strategic change. Band-Aid, these are quick fixes. Drug regimen, these are the same fixes that need to be done over and over. They are usually very manual in nature. Open surgery, these are localized changes to systems and processes that can cause complications across the whole organization. Kidney transplant, these are changes where risk is minimized through periodic life support using manual workflows and automated processing. Liver transplant, these are changes where risk can only be minimized by applying several backup scenarios. Failure results in a slow organizational death. Heart transplant, these are changes where there is only one shot to succeed. Failure results in a sudden organizational death. Brain surgery, these are changes to the leadership and market direction that change the way the organization thinks and behaves. Brain transplant, these are changes to the leadership and market direction where the organization reinvents itself to enter completely new markets. We reduce the risk to failing change by building on our foundation for strategic change. We build this foundation in a specific order. We start with the Chief Data Officer. This backs our data and big data with executive political authority. Then our data governance. This aligns our data-driven objectives and how data and non-data workers collaborate with each other. Next is our data talent pool. These include the hiring approaches and training to support and promote our data talent. The last is our data science. These include principles, practices, and training to build deeper subject matter expertise into our data talent. We can significantly reduce the risks of strategic change by building the foundation in this order. Winding down, there are many ways to define big data. To build the right big data, we frame big data as business outcomes. Then support our big data with roadmaps that span our 9 waves. To reduce our risks for strategic change, we must build both our waves and foundations in the right order. Experiencing cash flow crashes? Suffering through big data infarctions? Facing human capital embolisms? Let's have a conversation. Call me at country code 1-226-984-8102 or email me at cp@csuitedata.com. Thanks for listening.